Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the McFarlane DC Direct, the new Batman Adventures, the Joker. The new Batman Adventures is the 4th season of Batman the Animated Series when the animation changed. This is Joker, voiced by Mark Hamill. I pre-ordered this at the McFarlane toy store, so let's take a look at the packaging. As you can see, McFarlane Toys, the Joker, ages 12 plus, the new Batman Adventures, Bat Family. Here's the Joker in the package. We have what looks like 6 hands, an animation cell, display stand, and then the 2 hyenas, Bud and Lou. One side package, the Joker. Other side says the Joker. At the back, here he is posed up, and at the bottom, there's the barcode, if that helps. This is a reissue from many years ago, and we'll see if there's any differences. So with no further ado, let's open him up. And as always, I did get 2 of these Joker figures, one of which to open and enjoy, the other one to keep unopened in my complete Batman-related unopened action figure collection. Here's this new McFarlane re-release of the new Batman Adventures Joker, next to the original DC Direct one from many years ago. And I did pre-order this entire wave off the McFarlane toy store. Between the bundle discount and the fact that I redeemed the digital codes off the McFarlane DC Multiverse digital wave, even though I don't care anything about them, that gave me a coupon code to save 50% off these guys. So I got them for a pretty fair price. And here's the full set of these figures, next to the full set from almost 10 years ago by DC Collectibles. Looks like not a lot of differences, but we'll check that out in the video, although I see a couple of missing accessories off the bat. Alright, now that this figure out of the package, here he is with all his accessories laid out. We have a display stand, an animation cell reproduction, 4 alternate hands, totaling 6 interchangeable hands, and then his hyenas, Bud and Lou. I would say those are the accessories that are coolest about the pack. He is missing the gun that came with the original release. So this is the Joker from the new Batman Adventures. The new Batman Adventures is Season 4 of Batman the Animated Series, where they redid the animation, and I'd say the majority of the characters look significantly worse. The Joker is no exception. He doesn't look horrible, but it's definitely a downgrade from the Animated Series look. Biggest problem I have, he has no red lips, and honestly it doesn't really look like he has any lips at all. Still voiced by Mark Hamill. So let's take a look. Start with his face here. It all looks just very blocky, especially his hair. It's mostly black, but it has a green sort of shading to it. I wish I had a little more green in it, but I'm not too mad about the hair. Eyes are little triangles, little slits, pointy nose. And then he has a smile with no red lips, and what looks like no lips at all. The Joker should have green hair, purple suit, white face, and red lips. That is his signature look. He's got a pretty cool looking flower on his jacket. Yellow shirt, black bow tie, black belt, purple jacket, purple pants, and some really light, sort of off-white with a hint of purple on the gloves. Now some of the plastic doesn't match the different colors. The bottom part of the leg, this top part of the leg, the little joint in here is a little bit darker than the rest of the leg. Just bad quality control in that part. Definitely frustrating to see that. This is a re-release of a figure DC Direct made about 10 years ago, and McFarlane's been releasing a lot of them, some with cell shading, some without. This is pretty much a straight-up re-release, but most of the re-releases have been a little bit inferior to the original one, but we'll check that out in depth in the video. And a closer look at his face and head sculpt. It's good, it's very stylized, it's fairly accurate to the TV show. Just so many straight lines, the eyes are triangles, no lips, no eyebrows, and the animated series shared that trait. Like I said, it's not horrible, it's fairly accurate to the TV show, but it's definitely a downgrade from the previous version. And then here's a figure, broken down as far as he can go, with all of his removable parts detached. Now let's check out his accessories. Starting off with the display stand. It comes in 3 separate pieces. When put together, it's going to look like this. It's a black base that says the new Batman Adventures, then we have a post leading up to a clamp to hold your figure. And for his animation cell reproduction, personally, I don't care for this at all, and I don't know anyone that actually wants them to keep including these things. It is an image of the Joker from the new Batman Adventures. On the back, it has a little cardboard insert you can pull out and display it like a picture frame. It says it's from the episode Joker's Millions, Season 1, Episode 7. And I guess you can consider the new Batman Adventures Season 1 of itself, but it's really Season 4 of Batman the Animated Series. Originally aired February 21st, 98. Next, let's look at his hands. He has 6 of them, 3 right hands and 3 left hands. Here's the Joker with his first pair of hands. These are his fists. And here's his second pair of hands. This is a pair of gripping hands. And his third pair of hands. This is a pair of gripping hands with trigger fingers for the guns that he does not come with. One thing I wanted to mention about his hands, it's like they made the pegs just a tad too long. Every pair of his hands sits there, and you have a little gap, and you can sort of see the peg sticking through there. Not super noticeable from all angles, but it's definitely something they could have done a better job on. Here's the pistol that came with the original version from DC Direct about 10 years ago. Warner Brothers has a no-gun mandate. Any officially licensed DC figures cannot come with guns in any way, shape, or form, although it seems to be maybe loosening up a little bit, but this figure doesn't have the gun. It's a small pistol, nothing really special there. Here's this Joker holding the gun. It's a shame he doesn't come with one, but not that big of a deal. And now for his coolest accessory, and it's a pretty large accessory to figure pack in. One could even argue they're members of the Joker gang. His 2 laughing hyenas, Bud and Lou. Now Joker's used hyenas many a time over the years. In the 70s animated show, he had one hyena, don't know what his name was laughing all the time. And these laughing hyenas, they really laugh, and makes perfect sense for somebody like Joker to have a pet like this. Now there are 2 of them. They're both with brown fur, brown plastic. They have little spots on them. It is the exact same figure except for the head. One has a closed mouth, one has an open mouth. That way you can tell them apart. There is no jaw articulation. Simply put a different bottom piece on each of the figures. Everything else appears to be identical. Now they do have a significant amount of articulation. The head can rotate from side to side, up and down, decent amount. Can rotate around just a tiny bit. All 4 of his legs can go forward and back. Then he's a tail that rotates from side to side. I really like when they include stuff like this. Not exactly a different character, but more than just a traditional accessory. Here are these 2 hyenas with the McFarlane Joker next to 2 previous versions. Now I have a total of 3 sets of them. One came with the Joker from 10 years ago. One came with the Harley Quinn Expressions pack, and one came with this new Joker. These here, in a lighter brown, and they have that sort of great dusting all over them. Like I said, I have 3 different sets. This is the newest one, and they have, I guess, sort of a darker brown. And I'm not sure which one each of these sets are. This one here, a little bit more sort of reddish brown, and then these are faded brown with that sort of dusting effect on them. Here they are, next to a couple of hyenas. These are non-articulated, made by, I don't know, Safari or something like that. They sell a lot of these at Meijer and Target, but they never had hyenas. I had to get these online. They weren't that expensive, but they're a little bit larger, a little more realistic looking. To me, this is always sort of my comic style Bud and Lou figures. Used these for many, many years before we actually got an official release. And here they are, next to a Mafex Bruce. This was a hyena from the movie Birds of Prey, Harley Quinn's pet. She nicknamed him Bruce after Bruce Wayne. She only had 1 hyena in that movie. And it looks pretty cool, so I appreciate being able to have my Bud, my Lou, and my Bruce. Here are all the different hyena figures I have in my collection. 6 Bud and Lou officially licensed figures, 2 sort of fill-ins from Bud and Lou, and then Bruce from Birds of Prey. Here are these hyenas, with a couple more animal pack-ins from recent animated series figures. We have Ace the Bat Hound from Bat Beyond in the back, and then Isis from Catwoman's Cat, part of this wave as well. Now to check out the differences and reuse between this new McFarlane release and the original DC Direct release. This is the McFarlane, this is the DC Direct. So let's take a look. Start with their faces. Very similar. The eyes are a little bit different. Looks like he has just a dot there, and his are sort of, I don't know, triangle shaped. The skin is a little bit brighter white on him. It's hard to explain. The flower has a little bit better detailing on the original than the new one. The whole thing, it's hard to explain. He has sort of a more faded purple. He has a more faded yellow or green on the shirt. As we go further down, it looks like the colors actually match on the original one on the legs, all different parts, whereas he has one color here, different color here, different color here, and that really detracts from the figure. It's very noticeable. Shoes, a little bit different, more blue on the original. It is the same sculpt, same figure, same articulation. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at the figure and his accessories, let's check out his height. From bottom to the top of his head, standing around 6.1, maybe 6.2 inches tall, which can translate to 15.5 centimeters. That's my biggest problem with these figures. They're shorter than I'd like. This one's not that bad, but the articulation is also pretty rough. And for his articulation, starting with his head, of course, it can rotate side to side. He can look up and down a pretty good amount. It can tilt his head from one side to the other. Shoulders on a ball joint goes out about 90 degrees, maybe a little bit less. Up, down, around. He's got a single jointed elbow. Goes in less than 90 degrees with rotation. His wrists can rotate, and it's hinged as well. Torso is one solid piece. He's got a traditional waist swivel. Legs completely does the splits. They look hideous like this. They go forward. Not much at all. Back even less. Single jointed knee, doesn't go back 90 degrees. And then the ankles, just a traditional rotation. And it just bothers me so much, the mismatched colors on the legs. So noticeable. Here's the Joker, standing in front of a carousel. Two hyenas laughing behind him. Now check him out. Next to some other action figures, starting off with some other Batman the Animated Series figures. Here's McFarlane's re-release of the new Batman Adventures Joker, next to the original DC Direct version on the right. And here he is, next to the Mayfix, the new Batman Adventures Joker. Then, next to a McFarlane Batman the Animated Series Joker. I prefer this look, but the new one is not that bad, but it is a downgrade from the Animated Series look. I don't know if there's anyone out there that will argue that point with me. Here's this Joker, next to both a DC Direct Batman the Animated Series Harley on the left, and the new Batman Adventures Harley on the right. Now let's check him out, next to some other recently released McFarlane Animated Series figures. Here he is, next to the rest of his wave. This is based off the new Batman Adventures. It's not exclusive to any particular retailer, and they're not cel-shaded. They're pretty much straight-up re-releases. We have Bane, the Joker, Nightwing, and Catwoman. And to my surprise, it seems like this wave doesn't have a Platinum Chase figure. I thought for sure they would do Catwoman in a purple outfit. And here, next to the previous wave of the new Batman Adventures figures. Once again, these are not exclusive. They're not cel-shaded. Two-Face, Killer Croc and Baby Doll, Batman, and then both the regular and Platinum Chase versions of Batgirl. Then, next to the recent Batman Beyond offerings, we have Terry McGinnis Batman Beyond, and then the Bruce and Ace 2-pack. Next, with the most recent wave from Batman the Animated Series. These are cel-shaded, these are Target exclusive. The Riddler, the Joker, Blind as a Batman, both regular and platinum versions of Commissioner Gordon, collector-built Lockup, solid wave. Here's a look at all the Batman villains, Batman the Animated Series style. These are done with DC Direct. Gonna add Condiment King to this mix. And here's a look at all the different animated villains, the new Batman Adventure style. Different style, same universe. They all look fantastic next to each other. Now let's check them out, next to some action figures from different various companies, so we can see how it fits in, both scale and style-wise, in case you don't know which lines you can mix them with. Since he's a McFarlane DC Direct figure, they're typically the 6-inch scale. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of these smaller action figure lines I collect, and work my way larger, and I'm going to include as many Joker figures as I can during these comparisons. Here he is, next to some Jazzwares Fortnite figures, and some SH Figure Art Joker figures. And now, with some Hasbro Marvel Legends and Mayfix Joker figures. Here's this Joker, next to a pancake. And here he is, next to some Mattel and Mayfix Joker figures. Then, with both some Mattel and Jazzwares wrestling figures. And now, with some NECA and DC Direct Joker figures. Next, with some Diamond Select toys and Jakks Pacific wrestling figures. And finally, with some McFarlane DC Multiverse Joker figures. So overall, this is an okay Joker figure. Here are my complaints. He's shorter than I like. The articulation kind of sucks. And he's based off the New Batman Adventures, which I think is inferior to Batman the Animated Series. In addition to that, his leg discoloration really bothers me. It's not that it was painted wrong, it's just cast in mismatching purple colors. If I were to rate this guy, his accessories, they're okay, it's really just a bunch of hands. He's missing the gun. The Hyenas are fantastic, even though they look very cartoonish. I'm really happy to add officially licensed versions of Bud and Lou to the collection. His articulation sucks. Sculpt and paint job, mediocre, I guess. Maybe a little better than that. Sculpt's okay. Paint job, it's inferior to the one from 10 years ago. And you'd think it would be better 10 years later. Try to rate this guy. First thoughts, 6 out of 10. But then you look at the mismatched paint and you want to drop it down to 5 out of 10. But you think, oh, we got Bud and Lou, so we'll end up at a 6 out of 10. And honestly, I think I'm being a little bit generous. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to save the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will talk to you real soon.